So there I was at a rock concert with a friend of mine. We were in the front row dancing right next to the stage when I felt something touch my butt. I turned around and I swear to God this angel who looked like this was standing right behind me. Now I turned and smiled at her and turned back around, and this happened another 3 times. The last time it happened, I turned around and looked her dead in the eyes with desire. I moved closer and I said, "You want some of this?" I then proceeded to take her into the parking lot and kicked her ass for unwanted assault. Okay, so obviously that never happened. The girl really did exist and she did touch my butt 4 separate times, but I was too nervous to do anything. Looking back, I wish I would have spoken to her. Maybe turn around and say something like, "Alright, you touched my butt, my turn," but I've never been quite good at being Johnny Slick. Situations like this make me rethink about the kinds of girls that I'm into and what I'm looking for. Do I like assertive girls who grab hold of what they want? Meow. And as time goes on, I've really refined the things that I'm looking for, and I wanted to share those with you guys today. Now, if you've been with the channel long, you know that I've made a video like this before, and it's important to know that as you grow, the things that you want change. Either that or they become more refined. You start to understand that the things you once wanted was actually because of other things. For example, I wanted someone who was open to new ideas. Now I realize that what I meant was I wanted a girl who's into the kind of threesomes that I want. Okay, enough with the jokes. I'm just nervous. These kinds of things come from a vulnerable spot, you know? In my original video, I talked about having someone who likes to play video games, who's intelligent, and I also went into physical attributes that I like, which I think is fine, but a bit shallow. Not that looks aren't important, but I'd like to do a little bit more than scratch the surface, which is what I did in that initial video. The first thing I look for is self-awareness. I cannot tell you how attractive it is for someone to understand why they feel the way they feel. Someone who isn't emotionally impulsive or lets their emotions dictate their actions. Like, "Oh, you just said something that bothered me, so now I'm gonna be pissed and freak out for a second. Oh, you didn't mean it like that? I guess I just caused a lot of stress for no reason." And to this degree, self-awareness isn't complete without that kind of emotional maturity. The ability to take a step back. Understand that there are tense emotions inside you at the moment, take a breath, gather your thoughts, and continue with the conversation. Now, of course, nobody's perfect, and I still get stuck in this sometimes, but self-awareness is a skill that you build, and so long as it seems to be something they're working on, then that's all you ever need. Someone with the ability to tell you that they were wrong, or at the very least that they didn't consider everything, is all too rare and very important. The next thing is open-mindedness. See, I've always been open-minded to a certain extent. Of course, I used to have my hard beliefs, and if anything came close to those, I'd be ready for a hefty argument, but these days I feel like I've come to terms with the idea that hard beliefs are a bit of a silly thing to hold on to, and I need someone who thinks in a similar way. Now, don't get me wrong, if the girl I end up with is a Christian, that'd be more than fine. She can absolutely have her hard beliefs, but someone who's open to hearing any and every potential, and additionally intelligent enough to poke holes in those theories with me? God, that'd be my paradise. All I'm ever doing is coming up with crazy theories, letting my wildest ideas fester as I play around with them, and I need someone who can appreciate a mind like that without getting too attached to their model of reality. Hippie chicks are pretty cool. Of course you say that, Barry, you friggin' doper, and before you get so down on the hippie chicks, I got a question for you. You got 2 girls in front of you, gorgeous twins. One of them says, "You have to earn me and make me want you. I want you to demonstrate money to me and smarts. I need to know that you can care for children." Then the other one says, "Hey, free love. We're human beings after all, why dance around the topic? We both know what we want." Now I don't know about you. And it's not the sex that makes the one more appealing to me, it's that honesty, that genuine openness and the ability to express what you want without being afraid of social norms and how you're supposed to act. It's easy, and I've developed a system which helps me find these kinds of girls, and I'll share it with you just in case you want to try it out. It goes like this. "Hi, I like kissing. Do you like kissing? We should be kissing." The next thing I'm looking for is someone who has such a different way of thinking that it offers me perspectives that I never would have reached myself. See, I mentioned earlier that you have your conformity girls who think about the same old, and I'm just not interested in a girl like that. Kind of like if I was the kind of guy who got home from work, put on a football game, yelled at the TV, drank beer, and went to bed. You know, I want to be able to offer more than that, and I need a girl who can do the same. This in a way would be a constant challenge for me, challenging my ideas and how I look at the world in a natural way. She's not intentionally out to change my mind, she's just offering me her way of thinking, and through that I never have to stop growing. I said in my last video about this that I get bored easily, and that's true. I'm an ever-evolving animal, and I need that kind of habitat in my life or I start to sink into sadness. So I want someone who's also evolving, latching on to new ideas, inspiring me into her projects. Now Barry, you might say, what the hell could you possibly tell a girl that would make her interested in these kinds of wants? I mean, if you told me something like this, it might throw me off a bit, and that's completely reasonable. See, I've always had a problem with just saying what's on my mind. My honesty's gotten me in trouble a lot, but oddly enough, girls seem to like it when you're honest with them. Who would have thought that was a thing, right? Normally when I meet a girl, I say something like this. Hey, I like you, and I'm having a real good time getting to know you, but I have to be honest. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know if you and I will be together forever. All I know is that I'm having an amazing time with you right now, and I'm ready to see where this goes. It seems to me that some people are only going to be in your life for a short time. They're there to teach you something, and you're there to do the same. I think of it as a beautiful chapter of your life that has helped to shape the person that you're going to become, and prepare you for the person who really is going to stick around. And some girls don't appreciate it when you say things like that, but I think this honesty puts up a filter so that I'm meeting the right people for me, the ones who aren't going to waste my time or out to use and manipulate, which I'll talk about later. The other thing I often say when I meet someone is, I'm not here to lock you down. Date around, see who's out there. Just because you like me now doesn't mean I'm the guy for you, so don't restrict yourself. If you and I are meant to be together, it'll happen regardless who else comes along. And when I know I love you, I'll ask you to go steady with me. I've never been a jealous or envious type. It's a waste of an emotion as far as I see it, and it locks me into an awful state of mind. For example, let's say I just meet this girl. Her and I are hanging out, and she says that she likes this other guy. Now, instead of getting to know her naturally, I'm acting all competitive. I've got her as my central focus on my mind because I want to be the only guy she sees. And as romantic as that can be, it also can make you see things less clearly. Like, for example, how in the hell do you know this girl you just met is the one for you? You're just stuck in a competitive mindset because she mentioned another dude, so goddamn get over it and actually see if she's what you're looking for. Now, of course, I again am not perfect. There have been many times when I let my emotions control me over the thought of love, and of course it can. Love is a very powerful emotion, but I do try to take a step back and remember that if it's meant to be, then she'll think of me as often as I think of her, and things will come together. If she thinks of me less often than I do, then obviously the one I'm looking for is swimming in the ocean of 7.5 billion other choices. God, it's hard to remember sometimes that under every rock is a beautiful woman, so instead of looking for a pretty shell, I should instead spend the time looking for something that works. There's totally a person out there that's as easy for me to be around as it is to breathe, and I'm not out to waste my time trying to make it work with people that just don't fit. Single life is fun in the meantime, you learn a lot about yourself, and this attribute becomes attractive to the girls you're looking to catch. But I do want to issue a warning to my younger viewers. There are girls out there that you absolutely want to stay away from. They're out to play with your emotions, make you fall for them, and as soon as they get you, they'll move on. It can be tricky to figure out which girls are being genuine and which ones are out to manipulate you. And I can give you some tips, but honestly, I think only having it happen to you can teach you what to look for. I can't be giving advice out that has this great potential to make people distrust the person that they're with, but please be careful and just know that heartbreak is a tool that helps you refine the things you want. Don't kill yourself over a girl. Take the time after a breakup to learn about who you are, what went wrong, and what you can do better next time. People make huge mistakes by jumping into relationships as soon as they exit one, and this will lead you into one of the worst midlife crises that you can have. Take the time to get to know yourself when your heart is broken. If you take anything from this video, take that. Alright then, Barry, what do you do if you ever caught your girl cheating? Now, I've heard many answers to this. Some people saying that crimes of passion should be legal and that killing both the cheaters should be less punished. Some people break down and blame themselves, start hurting themselves even. And honestly, this is not an easy thing to deal with. I have to be honest here, I've never walked in on someone cheating on me. As far as I know, I've never been cheated on. So if you don't take this last part to heart, I don't blame you. I can imagine how it would feel. Complete betrayal, and knowing myself the way I do, I think I would react like this. Look, obviously you found someone you like more than myself. This chapter of our lives is over. Don't call, don't text, and don't come back. I'd probably feel awful for a very long time, and that's often not something that can teach you. Sometimes you just get cheated on and that sucks, but you gotta take the time to get back up. One thing you cannot forget is that not everyone will do that to you. A huge mistake that us guys especially make is that we go into the next relationship with that baggage, and if you treat your new girlfriend like she's gonna cheat on you, then you're either gonna push her away, push her into the arms of someone else, or you're gonna restrict them so much that they lose their freedom. You'll make someone you claim to love suffer every day for you. And I've met some girls that are so kind that they'll go through that for years. Don't restrict something you love. If you feel like you have to put a leash around your partner, then you don't know how to love them at all. Love is letting them go into the group of guys because you know their heart is yours. Finding a girl that's right for you is tough. It's going to take longer for some than it is for others, so don't rush it. The best things come to those who wait patiently, and I do have one more little trick for you. Getting up the courage to talk to that girl that you've had your eye on can be tricky, so I've developed a foolproof pickup line that has never failed me yet. It goes like this. Hey, is your refrigerator running? Good, 'cause, you might wanna, I'm Barry.